conversation. It was really helpful. I have two questions. One, I want to understand minimalistic is one of the change of skincare brand, and it has controlled pricing unlike ordinary has. Ordinary has a way extreme pricing. So how did the entire acquirement thing happen with minimalist?
It's a very standard process. So first, if you don't know, Unilever had invested in Minimalist as part of our Unilever startup ventures. We have a venture which invests in startups around the world. Minimalist was one of the brands we had invested in long back. At this point of time, we felt it was the right time to fully acquire the brand. Of course, full due diligence happened. Like you said, we liked. I mean, I can't get into details because, of course, it's an M&A thing, but I mean, all the details of the minimalist acquisition are, by the way, on internet, so you can figure that out. The process, if you are asking about the process, it is about the due diligence. It is about understanding the EBITDA, the ROAS, the run rates of the sales. Those details are checked always before making a final judgment, and more importantly, what is the potential we see in the long term. So long-term potential is one of the biggest things in any acquisition around the world, because anyone who is putting the money has to convince the board that in the next few years, the money that has been put in will pay itself back and more.
Okay. Another one, I had a question. I'm into mental wellness space. So I believe it's the talk of the town, or you can say the country right now. So Unilever takes decisions way in advance, that, understanding the change in mindset and the generational thing. So how do the timeline they project that this is the product? Like if I say there is Fair and Lovely, so it became Glow and Lovely after 10 years of conversation that happened. So how is that timeline projected that this is gonna happen? Like in 10 years down, this is something which is gonna make a trend.
Okay, so let me try to see if we can understand it. Okay, so there are two or three things in decision making. Day-to-day decision makings do not have that long timeline. Tonight, for example, I'll have to decide whether to stop selling a product in a certain market. That decision will I have to take tonight, because Monday I'll have to make that final call, right? So there are decisions which are done at a 24-hour, sometimes 24-minute level. I think what you're talking about is trends, right? So significant trends. So one of the biggest things that people need to bet on, whether you are an entrepreneur or whether you're running a large organization, is what is the trend that you are going to be betting on. The reason you are betting on mental wellness as a space for whatever the task that you're doing is because you are predicting that all of us on this call will get more and more tired over the next few years, will get completely screwed by the pressures of society, and will need a solution like yours to help us get through it. Yeah, you're predicting that we are all going to get screwed in the near future. And I think that's a great prediction to make, which is fair. Unilever does pretty much the same thing, right? The big thing called there are global trends that are happening. There are local trends that happen. The question is that if you look, and trends are not something that comes out of the blue. McKinsey puts a trends report out every year. So, and every year or once in a decade. So their 2015 report, just for fun, a few months back, I took their 2015 report and saw how many trends McKinsey, who is supposed to be the best consultants in the world, had predicted right. They had 50% wrong, right? So 50% wrong, 20% okay, somehow 25% were all good, right? So which means that the best consulting firm in the world probably gets around 25% of their predictions right, right? Same goes here, which is saying that there are trends that are happening, which you want to take a bet on, and then the bet will work in your favor or it will not. Now, the difference between a large organization and a small is that the chances of the startup getting up if the bet fails is far lesser than a large organization, because a large organization can take multiple bets and hedge their bets, right? So two great examples, and I tell you, one from Unilever, one from outside Unilever. One from Unilever is Unilever was the first company in India to launch frozen peas, right? And it was launched in the 1970s or 80s, I don't remember exactly right now. But the fact that people didn't even have refrigerators at that point of time meant that the idea was way ahead of its times. By the time we lost appetite, we exited, etc., etc. 1990s had come. Manmohan Singh had done the greatest thing. PV Narasimha Rao and Manmohan Singh had done the greatest thing that anyone has ever probably done for this country. Opened this country up. We all became rich. We all had fridge, right? So that is the timing of the trend which you cannot predict, right? But you can predict a trend. That's number one. The second thing, which is a real thing, which Tanya's batchmate from IIM Bangalore, he created probably one of the best shoes I have ever used. And then COVID hit, right? So that didn't work out. So again, the question that comes is that the trends are very easy to find out. It is very difficult to predict which one, and that is where your individual capability of predicting it comes, and whether you have the passion and the belief to go after it.